Well, a survey firm, NOIPolls, recently conducted a presidential job approval ratings on Nigeria across various aspects of the economy. Let's talk to the managing director of NOIPolls, Dr. Bell Ihua. He joins us live from our Abuja studios. Good morning, Dr. Ihua.
Good morning, Harriet.
It's great to have you join me on the program. So give us a summary of what this poll is all about.
Okay, thanks, Harriet. I mean, this is our monthly presidential approval ratings. NOIPolls has been conducting presidential approval ratings periodically since 2008. However, in 2015, we thought we should start a monthly approval rating. And this is the rating for the month of February 2017, which showed that the acting president has been rated 50%, which is an average score by Nigerians. There are also those who rated him who did not approve of his performance, 31%, and 19% that remain neutral. It's important to note that this is interesting because the last time the presidential approval rating hit average of 50 or 50 above was in February 2016 when the president was rated 57%. Compared to last month's, compared to January readings of 44%, this current reading of 50% is a 6-point increase.
So talking about that increase, notice, of course, taking a look at a pictorial representative of what the survey was really all about, looked at the reasons for the approval and reasons for the disapproval. Now, this is coming out at a time when the federal government has unveiled the new economic recovery growth plan. So do you think that this will improve the ratings, probably in the short term?
Well, you know, as a researcher, I say we'll get to wait and see. But obviously, the reasons why the acting president has been rated average score 50 points for the month of February are not far-fetched. So Nigerians say they've experienced a slight decrease in the cost of goods and services in the market. Also, they say that the recent visits of the acting president to the south and southeast regions of the country have been some, you know, gained some traction. Improved security, especially in some northern parts of the country. Nigerians say we can now sleep with our eyes closed. And there's also increased access of the fertilizers to farmers in states like Jigawa, Kebbi, you know, Sokoto. Farmers are now having more access to fertilizers. Then you have, you know, improved power. Interestingly, in some areas, Adamawa, Borno, they say they are having improved situation of power. Then we have those who say, we see the acting president everywhere, he's really hardworking, we love his style of leadership, in addition to those who cite maybe the Ogoni cleanup and the plans to establish modular refineries. But yes, on your question of the economic growth plan, to a large extent, we hope that, you know, the implementation goes on stream so that we can begin to see the impacts of that. Because those who do not actually approve of the acting president's performance tie down to the economy. So they say the economic situation is poor, they say the cost of living is high, unemployment situation is high, non-payments of salaries and pensions, you know, closure of land borders. All these are economic issues which we believe that, you know, the new economic growth plan would help to tackle.
Well, prior to the, you know, to this releasing of the economic recovery growth plan, the well, a 60-day period was actually approved in terms of improving the ease of doing business, and that wasn't actually so captured here, because if you talk about the high cost of living, the epileptic power supply, high unemployment rate, these are some of the issues that we're hoping to see tackled over the very short to medium term. Now, I'm going to still take you up on one of the reasons for the approved rating of acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. 8% of your respondents rated him good in terms of enhanced agricultural activities and fertilizer distribution. Why was just 8%? I mean, this is one sector that prior to now has seen renewed and revamped activities.
I'll put that down to priorities or scale of preference. When we conduct these polls, the questions on why do you approve of the president's performance or why do you not approve are open-ended questions. So we allow Nigerians explain how they feel about situations. And then we aggregate this data to be able to come up with these specific coded findings. So that agricultural activities has been boosted and that farmers now have access to fertilizer does not mean that it's low. What it tells you is that what Nigerians see as, more reason for the approval of the acting president is, one, situation of security that has improved, two, slight reduction in the price of goods and services, and of course his recent visits to the southwest and southeast and south-south regions, which have been stakeholder sessions to engage and have sort of doused the tension in these regions where there have been some agitations over time.
So now, in terms of your outlook for the economy in the very short term, based on what this poll has revealed, this presidential job approval rating poll from the NOIPolls, of course, and this new economic recovery plan, what's your immediate to medium-term outlook for the economy?
Right, the devil is in the detail. The devil is in the detail. For the new economic growth plan, we are looking to see how it will stimulate the economy to create jobs. Clearly, unemployment is a major time bomb across the country. We see youths aged 18 to 35 not working. So we look to see how this new plan would help create an enabling environment that will help small businesses come up and create jobs in the economy.
And so, talking about small businesses, that's one of the key execution priorities of this plan, driving industrialization, focusing on small and medium-scale enterprises. And we know one of the biggest issues that these enterprises have is the issue of power. How far or how much would you rate the government in terms of how much they've been able to achieve in providing power?
Well, power, there's still a long way to go if you ask me from our polls. Clearly, there are some areas in the country from this poll we said they have experienced improvement in power supply, especially in the northeast, Borno, Adamawa, Yobe. It tells you that the Yola Distribution Company is doing something there. But then the productive areas of the country where you have the industries, southwest, southeast, south-south, a lot of the respondents, they are still telling us that power is epileptic and they would like to see improvements in power supply.
So you say the devil is in the details, and we know that the Ministry of Power, Works and Housing, of course, is part of those who are supposed to drive this plan, this 3-year plan, very conclusively. And we know that there's been plans to step up in terms of an energy mix. What kind of energy mix do you think that Nigerians, particularly those respondents who always undertake this survey, what kind of energy mix are they looking out for?
You see, the beauty of polling is that Nigerians will tell you how they see it. I think for the average Nigerian, it's not about the energy mix. It's about let us have power, let us have light to be able to power small businesses, to be able to power homes. But in terms of the energy mix, the world is pretty much moving into sustainable energy. We have the sun, we have the wind, and that's why the climate change, the green bond, is a welcome development. We'd like to see more of renewable energy, more of sustainable energy in the energy mix of the country.
Dr. Bell, thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning and being part of the curtain raiser on the conversation that we'll be having on the federal government's new economic recovery growth plan. Dr. Bell, who is the managing director of NOIPolls, joined us live from our Abuja studios. We'll come back and continue this conversation. Stay with us.